In this video, you will discover the huge mistake that Clare Crawley made. Hi, I'm Antia, founder and creator of the Magnetize Your Man Method, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more juicy videos coming your way. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So please allow me to give you a little bit of a recap what actually happened. So for those of you who don't know who Clare Crawley is, she of course holds the sort of almost world record, right, of females, how many times she appeared on The Bachelor, in Paradise, and anything Bachelor, right? And so what did the producers think would be a good idea? To make her the Bachelorette. Now, the idea was also to have more and quote unquote older Bachelorette, and I thought, hey, it would be a really great idea to give Clare a chance. Now, what ended up happening is that she chose basically from night one Dale, who she was really attracted to, who she just really got attached to really quickly. We're going to go into this in a moment. And she literally just deleted everyone else. Like, she didn't want to go on a date with anyone else. She shortened dates. She canceled dates left and right. And she just literally after I think it's 2 or 3 weeks, she literally proposed to her, right? Everything went at lightning speed. The producers had to bring in another Bachelorette and so on and so forth. So, but the reason why I'm doing this video is because what a lot of people predicted actually ended up happening, and they broke up of their engagement due to, well, allegedly, Dale has been cheating on her the whole entire time, which doesn't completely surprise me. So I will actually break down for you the huge mistake she made and the underpoints of that. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Sign number 5 of her anxious behavior is she put Dale on a pedestal, right? She kept just saying, oh my God, he's so tall and he's so handsome and he's so caring and he's so whatever, fill in the blank, right? She basically, I'm surprised she didn't worship him at his feet, basically, right? Because that was all that was missing. That really clearly showed that she was putting him on a pedestal. And what she forgot was to see her own value, right? And what's interesting was we saw actually that she has that ability, right? We saw her in connection with other men, which that's what I always say. That's what an anxious attachment style always forgets, is that they actually know, right? There were other men that were attracted to her because she was not so attached to them, right? And so we actually saw that she has an ability to focus on herself, but she was completely other focused and making him look way more superior. And one thing that I always say is the soulmate is real. The pedestal you put him on is simply not, right? Why is that? Because we have all the different parts inside of ourselves, right? We have the king part, we have the little boy, we have the wild man, we have all the different embodied parts and intellectual parts, emotional parts, right? And so some of them will be highly developed in a man and some won't. Same for you. Now, usually the man just shows you his best traits at the beginning, right? So there's so many reasons why you shouldn't put a man on a pedestal. Side number 4 that she was running her anxious attachment style is she trapped herself in the future, right? She fantasized the heck out of this relationship, right? She future anticipated what life is going to be like with him and what an incredible husband he's going to be and what incredible father he's going to be. And what you have to actually watch is what were all of his responses like? How much energy was actually coming from him versus was actually coming from her, right? How many times did she actually lean in and kind of fill in the blanks for him, right? Clear sign of an anxious attachment style and what clearly not to do. Now, what you can do instead, if you don't want to make that same mistake, you actually want to see what's actually happening right now, right? What can I actually see on my calendar? Okay, I had a conversation with Dale. Okay, we exchanged some niceties, whatever, right? He said this, I said that. But you can't even say he flirted with me. You can't make any interpretations. You really got to be disciplined, pull yourself back and really say, wait, is that a story or is that an interpretation, right? If it's an interpretation, delete it and look at the facts. Another mistake that Claire made that falls under the anxious attachment style category is she really, really had this whole one-itis syndrome, right? Which means you just delete, generalize, distort your whole reality because you're just having your eyes on the prize, right? You're almost like this hunting animal, right? It just like zoomed in, and this is the man I want, and this is it. And so she was not able to see all the wonderful attributes that the other wonderful man had to bring to the table. She was simply not available to them. They could have done anything. They could have stood on their head, sing their song, write them a song. Well, whatever they do that anyways on the Bachelorette, right? But whatever it is, like a man could have done anything, and she would have simply not seen it because she was completely dialed in on Dale. Now, you don't ever want to do that. You want to just really pull yourself back, because when the brain goes into deletion, distortion, and generalization, it's actually because there's a high level of trigger underneath that you want to look at. Your brain actually wants to distract, right, from what's really going on. So maybe what's really going on is anxiety inside of yourself that you're not going to end up with this man, right? But this is actually really healthy for you because you want to feel what's alive inside of yourself. That's actually how you are emotionally available, how you're building trust inside of yourself versus projecting something on the screen and even knowing that it's a shadow, because that's the other thing too. Anxious attachment styles unconsciously know this is just a shadow of a man, right? That's just the projection of it. That's not who he really is. That's the imagination of me. And so that's why anxious attachment styles hold on so much, right? Because they know unconsciously it's not quite the reality. I hope it's going to be the reality, but it's probably not going to be the reality. And that leads to high levels of anxiety and can even lead to panic attacks. Sign number 2 of the anxious attachment style that Claire made really the huge mistake on is she stalked him. She stalked him before the show, right? She checked him out on Instagram, what he was doing. So she got already overly attached to an idea, like a fata morgana, right? Like, you know, like an illusion, right? She got attached to an illusion. And then what unfortunately happens is, like, now she's given already all her power away because, trust me, he didn't stalk her, right? But she spent all the time and all the energy and all her focus on him before he even came on the Bachelorette. So basically, like, there was no chance. You know, of course she fell, quote unquote, in love with him right away because she already felt she knew him. This goes a little bit into the fantasizing category as well. But stalking is sort of like that next level, right? We usually online stalk on Instagram, right? And I always say, stop that. Like, just really make sure when you meet a man, like, resist the temptation to stalk him, because the brain really wants to create this illusion that you know him, and it is just too dangerous. You really have to be disciplined and really say, no, all I know is what's in front of me. Right? Because you don't know why he put the pictures up and what the story really tells and how biased this all is, right? Like, but what you know is when that man is in front of you, when you talk on the phone with him, you feel if it's aligned, if it's true, if it's real, right? If you trust it, right? You can feel that alignment inside of yourself, or you feel a little, I don't know, something's kind of off there, right? And finally, sign number 1 of Clare Crawley's attachment style is the halo effect, right? The halo effect, it's literally, really defined of, like, you see just one quality, one attribute, like his handsomeness or his height or his profession or whatever the case may be. And then the rest, you just delete, you're just like, it's all good, whatever it is. Like, if you're cheating or if you're, like, she doesn't see any of this. She doesn't see any of the signs. She would not even see if he is a narcissist, right? Which, by the way, we've seen that, of course, with Juan Pablo, right? With Juan Pablo, you saw how she got, like, really kind of woven into his web, right? She was not able to see that he was a narcissist, for those of you who watched the season, right? So very similar to, like, that halo effect, right? Like, yeah, in the end she walked out, but I mean, it was basically over, right? He already decided he's gonna go with the other Bachelorette and not with her. So that's really important. Like, make sure that you're not suffering from the halo effect, that you're like, okay, this guy's handsome, or he's outgoing, or he's a great career, or he's committed to spiritual growth. But again, let me make sure that I know all of his other archetypes, that I see him in all the different settings. How is he with his parents? How is he with his friends? How is he with his work? How is he with me 3 months later, right? So really see it through all the seasons and really resist just projecting onto him just because you like 1 or 2 attributes, and then the rest just has to fit in because everything else is so amazing. So if you like this video, I invite you to watch my free playlist course on how to make a man chase you. And also, if you're suffering from that same anxious attachment styles and you have all those signs and you're making the same mistakes that you've seen in Clare, then I also invite you to take my free Magnetize Your Man quiz at magnetizeyourman.com, where you can actually get personalized strategy and you see exactly where you fall on the scale of attached to avoidant, and you can actually find that secure golden middle inside of yourself. Ladies, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Much love to you. I'll talk to you soon.